is another edition of the Mark Out. I'm Mark Barlow. I'm going to start off with Raw and the whole Roman Reigns Vince McMahon fiasco. Now, I don't really know how to feel about it. At this point, I thought they were doing something good with Roman, but now he's like suspended. This is all backstage stuff. This is real life stuff now. And I don't know how I feel about it, in all honesty, because this is like leading up to Mania, which is like just like less than a month away now. I don't know. But anyway, I'll move on from that, because until next week, I mean, it's really confusing at this point, because I don't know what the hell is going to happen. But anyway, Sasha Banks defeats Deville. But then after the match, Absolution runs in and starts beating him up. Bayley was down there with her, but she looked really depressed and sad, like, But then the match is over, she walks away, and then Sasha Banks is left high and dry and keeps getting her ass kicked by Absolution. And then, after that, the news broke that Kid Rock is going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, I grew up listening to Kid Rock, you know. And I have a story about that, because I went to a Kid Rock concert once in Orange Beach, Alabama, the amphitheater at the Wharf. And it was hilarious because this guy, he was like wrecked, but he was like, like 20 years older than me. But he said, you know, what's great about Kid Rock is like, he does his rapping stuff for you younger guys, but then he sings like country for us older guys. It's like, it's beautiful, man. I was like, I mean, he nailed it, it's true, you know. I'm Kid Rocking up and down your block. Because I just want to be a cowboy, baby. Anyway. So, The Miz TV, you know, is kind of a mess segment, you know. I know what The Miz was trying to do even before he started talking. He was just trying to get Finn Balor and Seth Rollins to kick each other's ass so he wouldn't have to. And then they knew later on anyway, because they had a match. But, whatever. And then the bar. Now, there we go. This is where I think Raw started picking up. But the bar gets jumped by all the tag teams on Raw. So there's like 5 tag teams at this point. Now, my money, if, you know, I think we'll get to it later, but, you know, I was actually thinking the Club would be a credible tag team to actually defeat the Bar, you know. But they had a rivalry against the Revival, so I think that's what was keeping them, but all they really needed was a couple of wins, you know. They could have done it that way, but they chose not to. I guess, whatever. Well, then that was over, because it was supposed to be the Miztourage versus the Bar. But then, the Revival were the first ones to come out there, but then all of the tag teams started jumping them. And then, they had this segment, I didn't write this down, but I remember they had this segment where they were backstage, and then, Kurt Angle came up with the idea of having that, kind of battle royale thing. To determine the #1 contender, but what was I getting about that? I didn't write it down, so I can't really remember. The reason why was because they were saying how they were going to go over to SmackDown after the shakeup, because there probably is going to be a shakeup, you know, after Mania, just like last year. I also heard that they're doing away with the brand split, but I don't know. Knowing Vince McMahon, he still has 205 going on. We'll get to 205 later. So I got to watch last night. But only time will tell. Now, time will tell a lot of things between here and WrestleMania and after WrestleMania. You know, everything's kind of up in the air except for a few of their matches on the card. You know. But whatever. So Cena challenging The Undertaker. Me and my girlfriend were watching it, and we're like, you know, the hairs on the back of my neck were standing on it, because I don't know if The Undertaker was going to show up or not, if he was scheduled to or supposed to or whatever. But the way Cena did it was pretty fucking amazing, you know. In all actuality, because it's hard to hate Cena, but even I'm conditioned at this point to hate Cena, you know, as soon as his music plays and everything. But it's real hard to hate the guy. But we'll see Monday if Taker accepts and comes out and does anything, or what my girlfriend was saying, how like it could actually pull the trigger at Mania. You know, they could just be out of nowhere. I don't know. Anyway, so after that, they got sad Elias. Elias is in the, you know, playing on his guitar in the ring, and he's really depressed and shit. And he apparently leaves his guitar, and I don't think he's gonna be at Mania. I think that was kind of his like way of saying that. But Braun Strowman's just destroyed the motherfucker. Then after that, you had Seth versus Finn. That was a great match. There really not that many matches on Raw, but there was a lot more segments and stuff. It was a great match, and the finish was great. But like the thing about the roll up into the pin that Finn Balor won, but like when they were, it looked like twitching. It looked funny. And then oh my god, Moolah and the Battle Royale that they're doing at WrestleMania. So many people are so pissed about this, because apparently, I didn't know this until like literally yesterday when I looked it up. She was a bad person in real life. Like, and then you're thinking about like, okay, so she was women's champion for 27 years. Yeah, she had a stranglehold on it, you know? It was literally booking decisions based around backstage politics to keep the strap on her, not, you know, who deserves it more. Because also, women's wrestling was a lot different back then than it is today. The fundamentals were there, but it was a lot. It was not as good. It is way better nowadays. Which also brings up we got the Asuka and what is it? Bliss, Mickey James, Nia stuff. You know, I don't know if there's really anything else to say about Moolah, but I just know that, well, I now know that she was actually a pretty bad person. So even I said this to, who was it? Was it WrestleMania? I believe yesterday. It should have been, no, it was Brian saying about how it should have been China. It should have been China instead. That would have been si magnifique. The icing on top of the cake if it would have been the China Battle Royale. It's not there. Sorry, the dog. Anyway, so Asuka, she sure is everywhere this week. She was the night before this, you know. She was there at the pay-per-view, and then she's on Raw, and then she's on SmackDown, you know. Funny enough, she was not on, what you call it, she was not on NXT. But, you know, whether she competed or not, let's be on the point. How about this thesis? Okay, wait. If I sound stuffy and stuff, I'm sorry, it's allergy season. I might have been born in spring, but I hate allergy season. All the pollen outside. Sorry. I took some Benadryl, so I should be better. Anyway, so, Alexa Bliss is a bitch. And so is Mickey James. Like, they're out there with Asuka. This is where tonight also picked up, I guess, re-picked up. Because, like, I don't know. I started writing things down, but I didn't really feel it until about this part. I guess. I don't know. Raw was kind of weird this week, you know, in the emotions department. But, so, Mickie James is facing Asuka, and she's working the leg. And then Asuka wins. Man, you know who was talking? If Mickie James would have beaten her, that would have been completely, like, out of left field. But then, Nia was going to wrestle her, but she apparently had to beat up a jobber. Which, actually, thinking about it right now, I was like, why would she need to face this little unknown jobber? I felt so bad for the little girl. But yeah, after that squash match, the cameras were rolling for a backstage interview or whatever with Bliss and James, and they actually were live, and they said everything against Nia Jax. You know, like how they were manipulating her. They were practically making her their bodyguard. You know, and they could have just asked her instead of being so backstabby. You know? Oh, but whatever. You know, kayfabe. Me damn. So Nia goes on this, like, killing spree, I guess you say. She is the Lady Braun Strowman, dude. That's what I was thinking might be great. You know how Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman are such a cute couple together and stuff. What if Nia Jax takes her, man? Oh. You know, I kind of feel bad because, like, I think, Nia was going to get her push with Enzo, because they were going to do a thing that way, but then Enzo had to go fuck it up. Whatever. But yes, the ultimate deletion. It's going to be next week. But why would you face a man on his home turf, Bray Wyatt? And then he just say he's gonna hurt his family. It don't do that. This is like, you know, but this is why Bray Wyatt needs something credible, because I don't think him or Matt's going to Mania at this point. And then the whole thing with the DWI or DUI for Jeff over the weekend, I was like, well, Brother Nero's not gonna be there. So unless they go to jail or something. They're like, oh, there he is. Or they pull him out. Anyway. And then, the referee, he's gonna be remembered. He's like, I need you to go to the Hardy compound and watch these guys, because it's now a sanctioned match now if there's a referee involved, I guess. But the referee's like, did I do something wrong? That referee's gonna be remembered for that, because we were cracking up over that. That was great. Anyway. But Braun Strowman, you say? Oh my god. I loved it. Like, you know, he said he's going to WrestleMania, carving out his own path. How? Braun Strowman just eliminated all but one tag team by himself. Well, I don't think he eliminated them all, but he pretty much did. Apparently this, had happened, well, not this, but there was a guy that had won both tag team belts. Like, he was a one-man tag team. So this isn't the first time in wrestling that this has happened. But put the belts on him if you're not going to give him even an Intercontinental title run. It could be the next Dan Severn or something, the next Austin Aries, and just have, like, all these titles. Be right. That's it for Raw, though. Raw was very mixed emotions for me in all actuality, but it was still great. Anyway, so AJ Styles opens for SmackDown, and then Shinsuke comes out, is a knee to face. Knee to face. Knee to face. And this is actually my girlfriend was asleep at the time, so I was like silently marking out. She was like literally right next to me asleep. I actually went out into the living room to watch. This is the bedroom. I actually didn't know, but this is the bedroom. I'm recording in there because she's on the couch asleep. But it was hilarious. What else we got? And then Aiden messed up the match actually, because there was a match between Styles and Rusev, but it became a no contest. After Aiden English got involved into it. But Shinsuke came in and kicked some ass. It was pretty nice. Let's keep Rusev up there though, because he's probably going to be the next guy to compete against whoever wins at Mania. And that right there is. The Bludgeon Brothers, man, after Fastlane, Bludgeon Brother heat, dude. I gotta look up and see how Xavier Woods is. You know, that looks gnarly. I don't know if that was him just selling or not, but dude, you know. Bludgeon Brothers, see, Johnny and Big E tried so hard. They tried so hard to beat the Bludgeon Brothers, but they didn't, you know. And I don't know, because it's interesting if you think about it. The Bludgeon Brothers are going to probably win the titles at Mania. I bet that's where they're going with it. Ron Strowman's probably going to win the tag team titles. Poor Bray Wyatt. Is the Wyatt family member out in all of this? Yeah, but then, knee to face backstage segment after that match. But during that match, there was the chairs, the rubber mallets, and then nobody could beat these guys. Like, they're gonna have to literally form a tag team of like two really big strong guys to defeat them. Like, I don't know who. It'd have to be like former WWE champions and a tag team to defeat them, because they're not going to be going very long. It might last another month or two. I don't think they're going to do an all summer long thing with the Bludgeon Brothers. Unless they get over, but they have a lot of heat. They don't have as much heat as Ciampa. Oh yeah. Anyway, after that, Sami Zayn's working that promo very well. But yeah, Oscar sure is everywhere still. And yeah, it wasn't much to say about her showing up. Honestly, she just was there, I guess, to solidify the fact that her and Charlotte's going to Mania. But she can't really talk very well on the mic, so I was thinking that they should just have a translator, you know. No, wait a minute. Randy Orton. You know, hell yeah, the rematch is at Mania for the title. I think that's a really good idea. But I think it's going to become a triple threat, in all honesty. I was surprised that Jinder Mahal wasn't thrown into the match. But yeah, I love me some Carmella, because her name sounds tasty. She won her match against Naomi, I believe it was. Because she was generating wins picking up to Mania. She's probably cashing it, but against who? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bliss versus Nia Jax at Mania 2. But I don't know. Like, even when we get our full card, is that the full card? Is there not going to be something that changes? And then Kevin and Sami, they kicked Shane's ass. They're gonna have a match at Mania. It's gonna be great because it's gonna be KO Mania 3. But, dude, that spot at the chair, and that was at the ring, and then they took him backstage, and I was like, dude, I know, poor Shane. Anyway, now we go on to NXT. NXT Sanity versus Moss and Sabatelli. I don't think Moss and Sabatelli are going to stay together very much longer with the tag team scene on NXT. And also there was this moment where one of the two guys hits each other. I didn't think it was going to all break down at that point, but it could have. But, Nikki Cross helped Wolf and Young win. Killian Dane was there too. I don't think he did anything. Now we get to Ciampa. Fucking Ciampa heat. No one would let him talk. You know, they were like, hey, na 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 na, na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye. As he left, it was great, you know. And then you have the women's part. Lacey Evans, you know, buff chick versus, I'm nicknaming her Spunky Dakota Kai. Spunky Dakota Kai. That's the best way to put her. She wins. Dakota Kai wins quickly, and she I think it was a roll-ups this week. And then Baszler comes out because apparently the story was that she broke Baszler broke Dakota Kai's arm, but I think she can do the same thing Alexa Bliss can do, where she pops it out. But I don't know. Anyway, but then Ember Moon comes out. This started marking out because everybody's coming out. You know, at the end of the match, there's celebration, and then you had Baszler coming out, and then you had Ember Moon coming out. So it was just a mark out. I was out right there. And there was a scrappy fight between Moon and Baszler, and everybody was saying let them fight because it was on. But a takeover, there's going to be a rematch for the women's championship. I think it's going to go great. But I love me some Ember Moon. You know. You ever, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but it's Danny Phantom, you know. Ember, every time I hear about it, I think of Ember. Anyway, the Street Profits, I wrote down the name wrong. I was thinking Street Profits, like saints and prophets, you know, like religious, but no, it's Street Profits, like making money. Street Profits, you know. I love those guys. And the black Solo Cup, and then Heavy Machinery Steaks and White Steaks and White. So either way, I won pretty much for this match because at that point I love both those guys. Both those teams were great, and they did the black Solo Cup, like drink, and then they got whoever it was, one of the guys from Heavy Machinery to drink, and then it's like feeling it. And stuff as it would hit the other guy. Montez Ford with the sweet frog splash. Nice frog splash. And the Street Profits advance. And the Dusty Rhodes tag team thing. I don't have a bracket on me. But, you know, they're moving up there. They'll face. So somebody's gonna face. What's their faces? What's the name? Undisputed Era, you know? And then, yes, of course, it's on with that. Cole versus Dunn? Dane. Killing it. Adam Cole versus the Bruiserweight. Mr. Dunn for the UK title. That finger stuff. You see it and you know that they're not pulling it all the way and stuff, but my God, I couldn't imagine anything worse. Somebody stepping on your fingers too would probably be really bad. But that was a really good match. But then, as the match was just starting about to like have a good like finish, I guess, they get what you call it, Undisputed Era come in and start beating up Dunn. But then, what was it? Roderick Strong comes over and he helps him out. Pete Dunne helps him out, but I'm guessing he wants a UK title opportunity. Takeover? I'm guessing is what's name. He might get to that or something. I don't know right now. I thought that Adam Cole was going to take it, in all honesty. I don't know. And then Aleister Black, like, I thought that was the end. But then they had the Aleister Black. He has a really I love his black suit. It's really nice. You know? And then, I don't know if Cien Almas was supposed to be there, but he's making all these, Aleister Black's making all these short jokes against Vega. And everybody in the crowd gets it, because Aleister Black sits down in the middle of the ring like he does with his crossed legs and stuff. And he starts making the short jokes. And then she's pissed off. But then, Lorray, you know, Johnny Gargano's freaking, wife? Girlfriend? His girlfriend. Came out there and then did this spot where it was a running bulldog off the top ropes. Kind of like, remember Spike Dudley used to do that, I think? It's an interesting name, to say the least. Anyway, so then we're actually starting off to a fight with Roderick Strong, interestingly enough, and his Cinderella story and all that. But that is the best way of saying everything without saying that this is his rags to wrestling story. He has a whole thing. Watch us grew up in a trailer park, and then some domestic disturbance, and he got shot or something like that. I don't really read it. It's just kind of depressing. And then I find myself singing the theme song to the 205 and also the Mix Match Challenge. I find myself like singing that at work because it's very freaking catchy, you know. And then I am just right above cruiserweight weight. I'm like 207 or something. I weighed myself the other day. I don't know how interesting it would be if I got in the ring. I like know nothing about how to wrestle. I think I would be a better commentator, manager, or something like that. But whatever. Anyway, so about the tag team thing, they were trying to not tell everybody, but they are gonna do the tag team belt thing. You know, you got Hideo and Tozawa versus Lindsay and Great Metalik. It was well conditioned. The match was very I don't know if they planned it out or not, but there was good conditioning for that match. But do you remember Mucha Lucha? You remember that show? But then one of the guys got his knee hurt. I forgot which one was it. One of the luchadors got his knee hurt. And so Hideo, Tommy, and was it Hideo? This is Hideo and Itami. I wrote down Hideo and Itami. Hideo, Itami, and Akira Tozawa win the match. But then the emotions run high and they're like holding their respected guys off because also Kalisto was there. But it's the Lucha House Party is the name of the stable. which is weird. But I guess they couldn't go with the Lucha Dragons or version 2.0. I was thinking also with Roderick Strong, his move is called the End of Heartache, right? So I was like, does he listen to Kill Switch Engage? I literally had to stop watching and go play that song. And by the way, if you're going to listen to that, don't watch the music video with it. Listen to the real version, because the music video doesn't have the death growls in it. But yeah, German Jack Gallagher, you know, Jack the Ripper, you know, never take your eyes off the Ripper. You know, little Juice Priest there. But he beats that jobber pretty brutally. After that, it's Strong versus Cedric. Crazy back and forth match. Cedric moves on pretty much, but Cedric also has a kid. He was saying he has a 4-year-old at home. I don't know if that was a shoot wrestling or not, because it could have been a shoot for as much as I know. It was a very fast pace though, and then he didn't. He earned it because everybody was saying you deserve it, and it was like, no, I earned it. And then Cedric's going to Mania. I'm going to go ahead on the limb and say it's going to be him and Ali, but it could be him versus Gulak. I don't know who they're choosing, because if they want, it'd be better for Gulak. Thinking about, because Gulak's looking all serious and stuff.